I guess because they thought that I'm a motorcycle, they could share a lane with me, so one came in right beside me. Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about roundabouts, or traffic circles, or rotaries, whatever you want to call them. Now, I don't want to get into splitting hairs over defining the difference between the different names and go on and on and on and have a debate about that, but because they are called roundabouts in some places and traffic circles in another. But as you will see in the overlay what I'm talking about when I say a roundabout. And this particular roundabout is right near my house, and unfortunately it's the only way for me to get in and out of my neighborhood. So I have been going through that roundabout for a little over 2 years now. And on the surface you would think roundabouts are convenient and would be quicker. And that would normally be true if everyone knew how to negotiate a roundabout. But unfortunately, that is not the case. I found out right away. Here in Alabama, and maybe even here in the United States as a whole, people just do not understand the concept of a roundabout. So you have different types of people that will do different things with the roundabout. And the one that I think is probably most prevalent is when they pull up to the roundabout and they stop, regardless of whether or not anybody is in the roundabout coming from their left or not. They just pull up and stop, and there may not be anybody around for a mile in any direction. They don't know what to do. They treat it like a four-way stop sign. And when you're behind somebody that does that, it is frustrating. Not that I'm necessarily in a hurry, it's just the fact that we could all still be rolling if they wouldn't stop, if they would just do their part and roll on. So that is what happens most of the time. And what I often see also is when someone pulls up to a roundabout and the lane immediately to their left has a car approaching it at the exact same time, and they will stop thinking that the car on the left that's entering has the right of way. So that's the most frustrating thing, is when people pull up and just stop and they wait and wait and wait. It's like they're waiting for an invite or something, or they're waiting for the light to change to green and there is no light. It's crazy. And of course, on the other side of the coin are the people that will just enter the roundabout regardless of who's already in there and how fast they may be approaching. So that happens often enough. So it's almost like two extremes. Those that'll stop and those that'll just go right through it without even yielding. But I think one of the issues that we may have here, at least where I'm at, or even in the States as a whole, is people are definitely not trained on it. What I don't know is if they are teaching it in driver's ed. I haven't looked it up, so I don't know if anyone's being properly taught how to negotiate a roundabout versus any other intersection that has a yield sign rather than a stop sign. Because really, that's all it should be. You shouldn't treat it any differently than an intersection with a yield, because that's all this is. It's a four-way intersection with a yield sign for everybody. But they treat it as if it's something different altogether. It's just the concept of it is just foreign. And I did have one time recently where I was on my motorcycle. I wasn't recording that day, but I guess because they thought that I'm a motorcycle, they could share a lane with me. So one came in right beside me, when it was clear that he would never have tried that maneuver had I been in my car. But a lot of frustrating things can go on in a roundabout. So here's a new twist. I recently took a trip from Alabama to Texas and stopped in Scott, Louisiana to get something to eat. And just off the interstate is a roundabout. And the people in the roundabout were stopping to allow others into the roundabout. So apparently the possibilities are endless on how you can take a simple roundabout and turn it into a complex nightmare. So I'm just curious as to what your experience with roundabouts or traffic circles, whatever you call them in your region or in your area of the world. Now, I know some places are definitely much better at it than we are here in the States, because they've had them forever and it's the norm. But they are clearly not normal here. So this will be another one of those opportunities for people to just chime in and put your comments down there. Again, let me know what your experience is. Have people in your area got it all figured out? And what other examples have you seen that may be different than mine? So just leave comments below, generate some discussion. And again, if you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it with others. See you next time.